hybrid horrors in the final episode of Pokemon Amber. It's a shame to see it go, but all good things must come to an end. But this won't be the last time we see Fruity Art. It's just gonna be a pop. It's for a bit. Maybe check out some more Pokemon series aside from just Fruity Art. Give it a turn, right? And maybe come back to Fruity Art after a while. Because I do genuinely like the guy. Just, you know, spread out a bit more. Maybe go check out Lux and Noggin or something. I know S-Code.
Oh, good. You're back.
Suggested one that was based off of, mythical creatures or something like
as
that.
As far as I can tell, it looks
I think
like
it was Pokemon Twilight or something.
About these
I'll check
hybrids that may help us track them down. Apparently, they are drawn to some mysterious material called Prismatic Amber.
Prismatic Amber?
Fancy name, isn't it? I don't
so
seem
that's
to
what the
have any
name
information on what it is, but there is a quarry off to the east that has a deposit. I figure, if we're lucky, we can catch the two Pokemon there. You ready?
Oh, just like most Tokusatsu, this is going to end in a giant battle in a giant quarry.
You can find and begin trekking east. After immediately leaving the lab, you bump into the evolution of one of the lab's experiments.
That was quick. Big Bird, leave him out of this.
By Mimi Baruch Gallardo, right? Well,
he's super for this world.
To get a whole lot bigger.
I like the idea based on
the primary
Big Bird.
inspiration here are all of the transitional birds with teeth in their beaks. But what makes this
it's a fun
so good
design.
is
I'll give it that.
how wonderfully messed up it looks.
It does look messed up.
There's certainly a splash of like Moa in there, which I appreciate. And of course, it is 100% Big Bird.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I absolutely love the Muppets.
Same.
And the Sesame Street crew, so this was a big win.
And I love Big Bird's
just
just like
so
how he
up.
moves and
Just
stuff.
Look at it. It feels
I
like
know how he
Big
works as a
Bird, but also,
puppet,
like,
but
mascot role. It's just so
I
great
always
design.
he's like
Okay, let's go ahead and learn
just
all
being a
about
walk around puppet, just like, okay, I know this is a puppet, but God, it's convincing. I could like, you know, I don't know. It's just learning how it works. Like, God, that's amazing too.
It is able to use the razor sharp beak atop its head.
I don't know how long I talk about Big Bird and Muppets for, but just so fascinating to me.
It is now able to control the instinct to do so.
But a lot of people like puppets. And hey, if you think about it, VTubers are kind of like just the modern day puppets, just digital.
Pokemon and young children. And even with that, its ability remains intimidate because look at it.
Yeah, look at it. Like, the baby Pokemon can love you, and you can love baby Pokemon, but no.
One of these on your team, or is it just too strange for you? Well,
I could go either way, honestly. Flip a coin.
To be getting even stronger.
But I like his design.
And heading off to the east, there is one that seems to be intentionally blocking your path.
You jerk!
Time for a great big barrier of a Pokemon from Gladiator Guide.
That's a perfect name for this design.
I'll link to their Instagram down below. Now, they got so many brownie points for basing their design on a cryptid.
Ooh.
As I love everything to do with cryptids.
Same.
Specifically, this is a Mokele Mbembe, a cryptid that is thought to be a aggressive sauropod that resides in the Congo. They also
I love how much you can tell
some
of people's culture based on their cryptids.
The whole Mokele Mbembe attacking anyone that gets in the water thing, that's often blamed on crocodiles. So this is super well thought out.
No. It wasn't crocodiles or alligators. It was this giant dinosaur, you see. And wait, where are you going?
The river
Pure steel. Interesting.
Solid metal bodies,
but has water absorb.
Formidable tusked bite. And
not that you're going to be using a water type attack on a steel type, but
nearly impossible to move.
You might.
Bembe are notoriously known for their territorial behavior, often blocking the flow of rivers to prevent the growth of foliage in the territories of rival
I love this
clans.
thing. This thing's really cool.
Claim that a handful of Berry Bembe escaped extinction and still reside in the jungles of a foreign
I can confirm that because I'm looking right at one.
Even though it's not a water type, is water absorb. So that means it will be healed by water type moves. Now, this specific Berry Bembe seems absolutely crazy. It appears to be both confused and poisoned.
Right.
And seeing a steel type that is poisoned is just extremely strange.
Yeah, I'll say.
You end up
then again, your type chart.
for no other reason than to heal its condition.
Yeah, let's go to the Pokemon Center, buddy. I'll help you.
It certainly was tough to get past. Luckily, the next Pokemon you discover seems to be pretty weak. Yep, we got something
Wishy-washy.
stinking fun from Jam Man. Now, it's really nice to get animals that went extinct all along the spectrum of geological time. It's just, that's fantastic.
Everybody dies
So,
equally.
Something as recent as the passenger pigeon is amazing.
Recent, eh?
It is just so cute. And
That's
it
sad.
has the flying and ice typing. This typing, it
Delibird.
may not make a ton of sense right this second, but I promise you that it is really well justified. Okay,
I like its design.
Let's say hello to the pitiful little Phrygian, the
Okay, it's
cold
adorable.
bird Pokemon. These timid avian specimens are quite the little wimps. Phrygian run away from even the slightest sign of danger. They
It's got a
love the
flocking
cold
ability
and
similar to
snow
Wishy-Washy.
and prefer to live in high,
But that
secluded
one's
mountain
schooling, but
ranges.
same idea.
Though weak, they make loyal companions and enjoy flying messages between people they trust. And its ability is flocking, which we'll get to here in a second. You honestly feel a little bad for this cutie and decide that it would be best to catch it. But
It doesn't like
as
getting
soon as you
catched.
enter battle, something strange
See, it
happens.
has too much
A
HP.
bunch of other Phrygian flock in out of nowhere and join together. Yep.
I
just
love this
like
design
Wishy-Washy
idea.
from the Alola region, we have a bunch of individuals coming together to approximate.
I don't know how
the
I
plans of
feel
a
about
much
Wishy-Washy being a
larger
single
animal.
stage, but the fact that it has that
And
ability
this
makes
is
it really
where
cool.
The flying and ice typing comes in. So we know that there were flocks of passenger pigeons.
I like how it's also
so
ice type based
massive
on
and
birds
dense
going
that they
south
could
for winter.
Literally cast sprawling shadows across the land. So Jam Man was clever and extended that, so it's not only casting these dark shadows, but they're also cooling the land. So there's our ice type.
Cool.
I love
Pun
that.
not
It's so good.
intended.
So let's check out Phrygian's flock form. Now, when Phrygian gather in their flock, they become a force to be
I also like all those dots around
They
it,
are
both because it's
ferocious
aesthetically
and
pleasing
can
and they
easily
establish all
hurt
the
anything that
eyes
may
on the
have
other
picked on them when
Phrygians.
they were alone. A Phrygian flock is so large that they cover the sky, bringing darkness and freezing temperatures. And yep, there's that ability, flocking. So they'll change into their flocking form as long as they're above 25% HP, and they have to be a high enough level.
Naturally.
You are kind of getting your butt kicked on this island with all of these tough Pokemon.
Right.
But Mal
It's DLC
is able
after
to
all.
heal up your Pokemon a tiny bit here and there.
Unfortunately, he's
But
only using
this
regular potions.
really is just a grueling journey, and you're both feeling pretty worn out. Eventually, you pull the vines off of a nearby sign and see the area ahead is the Prismatic Amber Quarry. The hybrid Pokemon have hopefully been drawn here, but they aren't the only Pokemon here. All right.
What?
We met Gibster's tiny little Lyzucus and feral Lizogorg, but now this line gets to become something completely enlightened. The
Fleet
entire
alien,
line
more
is
like.
based on the advancement of mammals towards human intelligence.
So this thing is supposed to be the
And
missing
Gibster
link?
pulled together a design that accentuates the upright posture, huge brain, and general anatomy of a human. I simplified a bit of the detail.
Reminds me of the colossal
and also
Titan from
sprinkled
Attack on
in some
Titan.
Mind Flayer inspiration, since I love me some Dungeons and Dragons influences.
Okay.
And we
Something
end
wrong
up
with
with a
that?
pretty awesome design. This is Lysapian, the advanced Pokemon.
Flying Psychic, that makes
In
sense.
extremely rare instances, Lizogorg
No, thank you, I
are
don't think I
able
want
to
that in my party.
evolve into this immensely intelligent species.
Need
Researchers
skin!
are still unsure how such a massive
I don't mind
advancement in intellect can be made by a Pokemon.
I watched a lot of House MD when I was
Lysapian
younger,
have been recorded
and just like
using their
I've always
telepathic
kind of been
abilities
gross at the
to
parts where they like
communicate
dig into the
directly
human
with
body and
humans.
like pull out an
But it
intestine
seems
or
that
something.
they
It's like I want that to
their
stay in the
abilities
body,
asserted
thank
the
you.
most, and its ability actually gets to remain Moxie. This individual that you've run across seems pretty upset. It's
Skin is there
frozen
for a
also,
reason.
But that doesn't actually seem to be what is freaking it out. What could be in this area that could be frightening a Lysapian? You spot a large Pokemon peek around the corner, and you rush
It's a
over
hybrid
to get a
Pokemon,
better
maybe?
look. We're getting a ridiculously big bug from Lizardfish.
That's a bug?
Their jumping off point was the unbelievably big Brontoscorpio, but we're having some fun with the name and morphing it into a scorpion that's kind of turned into a sauropod.
That's kind of cool.
Bronto
Not gonna
and
lie.
stem and all.
A
You
giant
can think
praying
of this
mantis in
kinda
a
like
way.
a dinosaur or a dragon mimic. It's just so large.
Man, imagine that
that
staring
it's
at you. It's like,
convergently
well,
evolved
it was a fun
so
ride,
long.
guys, but it's
Okay,
over.
Let's go ahead and meet this big friend. Here is
Please be friendly.
Bronto, the lost stinger Pokemon.
I hope that
This,
stinger
I think,
gets
is
lost.
by far the largest bug-type Pokemon ever recorded.
Easily.
Scientists doubted
Even
its
Volcarona's
size
like,
based on partial remains,
guys, what do we
but
do?
this colossal bug rivals even the largest dragons. They are
Really?
very kind and travel
Is it
in
bigger
large
than an
groups
Onyx?
that actively help one another and anyone in need.
Oh,
And
it's
its
friendly,
ability
thank
is
God.
to swarm, and that
Sorry,
powers
thank
up bug-type
Arceus.
moves in a pinch. Now, this big sweetheart is being uncharacteristically aggressive.
What?
And you can tell that it's actually been confused.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be
You
one of
do
the
your
cool,
best to
like,
calm
thorn
it
in the
and
paw
continue
thing.
exploring. In a pool of nearly frozen water, you see another new Pokemon nervously scanning its surroundings. Alright, what we've got here is one of the coolest designs from Palian Real. So, it is based on the great big Kulusuchus, an amphibian that lived quite close to the South Pole, and that's where we're getting the ice typing from.
Nice.
And since a good number of amphibians use electroreception to detect prey in the murky waters, he also added the electric type here too. But what elevates the design is that he didn't just stop there, alright? Instead, he used the energetic electric and cool ice types to craft a personality. And that's how
Ooh,
we get
that's
this
awesome.
super chill DJ. Now, I did tweak the tail a little bit so that he can DJ scratch on his electrical patterns of his tail. And with that, we ended up with Coolaceptor,
Nice.
the wavelength Pokemon.
Ooh, I like the
This
name, too.
amphibian actually prefers relaxing in frigid
Ooh,
bodies
Seismotone
of
and
water.
Toxtricity? You know, it does remind me of
Coolaceptor have a
Toxtricity. I can
very
see it.
finely tuned set
I like
of
its shiny design,
electroreceptors,
too.
allowing them
It's a
to
really cool
scan their
Pokemon. I like
surroundings
this.
even in complete darkness.
It's awesome.
They are supportive of their friends in and out of battle. Based on their genetics, they seem to possibly be an ancestor to the Seismitoad and Toxtricity
I can see it.
lines.
And it'd be cool to see
And
those
because
two
of
be a
that,
bit more
Their
related.
ability is Punk Rock, which boosts the power of sound type moves and kind of gives them a little bit of a buffer to them as well.
Of course.
This specific specimen is also poisoned and confused. I mean, you have no choice but to catch it and heal its injuries.
I'm going around just catching
It
and,
smiles
and
its
healing
big, goofy
Pokemon.
smile at you, but it still seems
I guess that
worried
explains
about
why we're
something
catching them
in the
all,
surrounding
right?
area. All of your Pokemon are quite exhausted.
Naturally.
But Mal can't help themselves from examining the bits of prismatic amber sticking out of a rock face nearby.
Haven't you ruined
Whoa,
enough?
look at this stuff. It's mesmerizing, isn't it? And you can feel the sort of power emanating from it. Here, let's each take a piece.
Mal
Is this gonna be one of those
scrapes
whole
bits
fossil
before
Pokemon
prying
thing?
2 shards of prismatic amber loose and hands one to you.
Right there to defeat the purpose of the
Your
region.
Pokemon are transfixed by its iridescent glimmer.
It does have a cool
You're
glimmer
not
to it.
certain exactly what it does, but it must be some sort of held item in battle, as your Pokemon are desperate to...
Is this how we do the fusion attack
You
thing?
pick a member of your team to hold it and continue searching the quarry.
Look over here. It seems that we're not the only ones collecting
I
prismatic
mean, that was already based
amber.
earlier on that that's a
These
special
claw marks are
gimmick, but
fresh.
still.
Perhaps our missing hybrids have been collecting shards as well,
Interesting.
but that means that they're around here somewhere.
That's not good.
Almost on cue, you hear rustling overhead.
Oh, great.
Standing atop a rocky outcropping are 2 menacing silhouettes, which do not seem happy to see
No,
you.
one of them looks like Randall
Alright, the first of
from
the 2
Monsters
hybrids
Inc.
comes from Carno13, whose Instagram I'll link down below. This is, of course, based off of the Scorpius Rex from Camp Cretaceous.
Ah, okay.
If you are not familiar with the Scorpius Rex, you should go watch that show. It's pretty fun, especially the season that spotlights this baddie.
I've heard good
Now,
things,
I'm
especially from
digging
S
the
Code.
overall color palette, especially the gradients on the poisonous quills, but I did tweak the proportions just a little bit because, for me at least, part of what makes the Scorpius Rex so fun is just how intentionally haphazard and ugly it looks. So it needed
It is
a
kind of
bit more
nice,
ugly.
but based on the design to
And
have a
here
break from
is
T-Rexes
our
on every
first
5
new
minutes. Like,
legendary
two-
hybrid,
Hey, the bad guy was the T-Rex in 2 movies. The freaking Spinosaurus in the 3rd. The Indominus Rex in Jurassic World, and I don't know about the other 2. I didn't watch them. I heard bad things. I'm just like, no, thank you. I'm just gonna save my money.
Whale lord in a minute.
Jeez.
Its violent behavior and incredibly potent toxins forced researchers to cryogenically freeze it.
Actually, then again, the Velociraptor was technically the bad guys in the first Jurassic Park movie, to be fair. The T-Rex is kind of a good guy, and chaotic neutral.
Is corrosion, meaning that it can
fight
any Pokemon, including steel and poison types.
Jeez.
It snaps its jagged
got a really cool design too. I like it.
Its spiked tail before looking over to its fellow hybrid. Yes, our second hybrid comes from Topaz. You can find her links down below. Now, she has some clear inspiration from the Indoraptor in Fallen Kingdom. This is also great because while both of the hybrids are aggressive and mean, we're able to get 2 distinct personalities. Where Venorex is
kind of reminds me of Salazzle in a way.
Brutish, ugly, and more masculine, this design gets to be upright, exceedingly intelligent, graceful, and more feminine. On top of that, their typings actually cover for one another extremely well.
The little thinking dinosaur at the bottom left.
Let's meet our second hybrid. Here is Cindorex.
Ooh.
The
second dark.
Pokemon.
Oh, great.
This unstable hybrid was created during the initial experiments in the Paleontology.
We know.
Cindorex has an overpowering psychic aura that bends even the strongest Pokemon to its will.
Jokes on you, I ain't a Pokemon.
And incredible mind control forced researchers to cryogenically freeze it in order to protect
it was too
the
powerful.
Region from its tyrannical rage.
Jeez.
And its ability is
way to go, Mao!
That means that it will pass right through any opponent's barriers and strikes. The 2 monstrosities roar, a direct challenge at you. You see psychic waves emanating from Cindorex as Venorex fires poisonous quills into the ground around you. A wave of mind-controlled Pokemon converge on you from all directions.
Oh no. It's a gang war.
Have quite the gauntlet ahead of you. 6 powerful Pokemon to deal with. Though confused,
so this is how they
have
the party 6 battle thingy.
The chances that they will ever hurt themselves. On top of that, there are toxic spikes in place already.
Battle against Pokemon.
By the time you get through those 6
Pokemon battle against Pokemon.
Most
that
of
makes
Mal's
sense.
team has
Trainer battle against Pokemon.
And unfortunately, the 2 hybrids now leap down and challenge you.
They have 8 Pokemon, basically.
Would easily be the most difficult battle.
Sort of like how in Legends Arceus, the final boss, 7 Pokemon technically.
Actively synergizing,
fucking cheaters,
working together to decimate your already weakened team. If that wasn't enough, they each have a prismatic.
Oh well, time to figure out what this thing does.
When they drop below 50%, that prismatic amber boosts their highest stat by 2 stages.
What?
So it's a pretty challenging battle.
I'll say, but wait, we have one too.
The 2 of you are able to just barely knock them out and catch the vicious.
Go!
Yes, we did it. Phew. I was getting pretty worried.
Tell me about it.
Well,
Alright, you helped me. I guess you redeemed yourself.
That I need to take a break from exploring abandoned labs and accidentally
please do.
Rampaging abominations. Now, how about we introduce some of these new species to everyone on the mainland?
I don't think they're ready.
After saving the day, the new species found on Site B are scattered across the Paleon region mainland.
Okay.
And even find their way into the Battle Hotel, which you would have a blast dominating with your new prismatic amber.
Yeah, probably.
You continue to help the professor with their research, always on the lookout for new fossils. And every day in the Paleon region continues being a prehistoric adventure. And with that, you have completed the Pokemon Amber DLC. A monumental thank you to all of the artists who submitted their artwork.
It's sad to see it come to an end, but all good things must come to an end. But evil things can go on forever.
So that I had to expand to 29 instead. And even then, there were so many amazing submissions that I wasn't able to fit in. Alright, the biggest thank you to you for following the series.
Hey, it was a great series to check out. I'm glad Code Knight recommended it.
It's okay, because I will see you very soon for the start of a brand new region. Alright, Later, nerds.
Later, dude. Yeah. It's sad to see it come to an end, but I already said what I said, so yeah, I won't repeat myself for once. Well, it was a great series to check out. I truly enjoyed it. And learning about all these fascinating extinct creatures. Some, again, like I said, I'm glad you're extinct, but others are just like, ah, man. We did not... Oh, let's just finally put one thing to rest. Whenever someone tells you, like, the human race is, like, killing a bunch of species, is what it act. Let me rephrase this. Whenever the people act like the human race wiped out the majority of species on Earth, that's bull crap. We didn't kill them all. We have not been on the Earth for the longest amount of time. Birds beat us, for God's sakes. So, we are not the #1 killers on Earth. I refuse that fact. Earth is the #1 killer on Earth. Freaking natural disasters, climate changes and stuff like that. Okay, and I don't mean like climate change like too many freaking... like we didn't recycle enough. I mean like literal changing of the climate. We went into the ice age, for God's sake. The Earth is the biggest killer on Earth. And therefore we must destroy the Earth so that the Earth can be saved. No. That was a joke. Although, funnily enough, in the Percy Jackson sequel series, they do technically destroy the Earth. In a way. Well, no spoilers. It plus is funny without context. But... there were a lot of cool Pokemon. I guess to be fair to Mao, he has been healing us the entire way and did help us take down the big bad. Not just one of those where it's like, I screwed up, you fix it for me. No, he did really help you, I guess, in the final battle. It's a team battle to take down all these evil mons. Well, yeah. And with it, I guess, and now all the fossil Pokemon get to be free and living in peace and harmony while we go and make sure that everything stays that way. So at least it's all a happy ending in the end. And make sure that ancient Pokemon stays in its steep slumber. And this Master Ball sealed away until the end of time. The end. So again, it's sad to see it come to an end, but yeah. Oh well. Everything must go extinct eventually, and I guess this series will too now. So, now I can have a Pokemon Amber episode that is a Pokemon based off of Pokemon Amber. Maybe he'll have one in his sequel series, I don't know. But, till then, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Gotta catch them all.